Welcome to the 2022 MSHSAA Football Instructional and Training video. I'm Kenny Seifert, the Coordinator of Football Officiating. It is my pleasure to serve the game of football and work with the officiating community. I'm excited to provide these videos to all of the officials and coaches. During this instructional video, we will review key plays from this past season, which will include plays from within our state and plays from other states. We will look at how the new rules or interpretations will impact how the game is officiated. I am responsible for the script and the plays selected in this video. Please note that no attempt is made to embarrass any institution, coach, student athlete, or official. These clips are being used for the purpose of making officiating better. The goal of this instructional video is to develop a style of officiating that will result in a consistent enforcement of the rules during the regular and postseason play. In addition, it is our hope that the coaches will utilize these videos as a tool to assist them in their teachings of the student athletes. It is all of the stakeholders' desire to have the same play officiated the same way, no matter what conference, league, geographic area of the state the game is located, or what time of the season the game is being played. We will continue this effort throughout the season with periodic video bulletins sent to all football officials and coaches via email and also posted on the MSHSAA website. Please remember that all of these videos, including the last couple of years, are available to you on the MSHSAA website. I hope that you will make it a habit to review those video bulletins regularly and often. It is very important to me to begin this instructional video by acknowledging and congratulating all officials, mechanic clinicians, rules interpreters, and observers on a job well done last season. Lastly, I want to personally thank the Football Video Committee for their time, compassion, and expertise in making these videos a possibility. I would like to share with you some football officiating philosophy. While a thorough knowledge of the rules is important, it is not enough to guarantee the competency of an official. There are other attributes which are equally important. Officials must possess a combination of these if they are to fulfill their duties adequately. In addition to a complete mastery of the rules, officials must have a good knowledge of human nature and the ability to control situations as they arise. Officials must have a football sense which supersedes the technical application of the rules so that the game goes smoothly. Officials are expected to exercise good judgment in applying these rules. Over the past several seasons, our officials did an admirable job in learning and enforcing any rule changes, along with mastering the enforcement of risk minimization plays. These plays included illegal blocks on defensive players, targeting, unnecessary roughness, hurdling, horse collar tackles, chop blocks, blocking below the waist, and blocks in the back. By the end of the season, it was getting more difficult to find video footage of these plays occurring. By postseason, and all the way through the state championships, these plays were occurring very seldom. I anticipate that it is a representation of coaches and players gaining a better understanding of the rules as a result of the officials enforcing them and the coaches teaching them. This is good for the sport, and we need for both officials at all levels and coaches at all levels to continue to stay the course on these types of plays. As we now move into a new and exciting season, we need to make sure that we not only continue to enforce the rules that we have so diligently mastered over the past several seasons, but openly embrace the new rules for the 2022 campaign. Although there were a total of 6 rule changes, only 2 of them will be addressed in these instructional videos. The other 4 have been addressed in the rules meeting announcements and the online rules review or in-person rules meeting. Rule change number 1. An alteration to Rule 2-3-8 addressed the new definition of a chop block, which is now described as a combination block by 2 or more teammates against an opponent other than the runner, with or without delay, where one of the blocks is below the waist and one of the blocks is above the waist. Previously, the player's knee was used to determine the high and low components of a chop block. Watch this play as the center and right guard perform a combination block on B54 and white. One blocker goes high and the other blocker goes low. As you can see from this angle, the center goes below the waist, while the right guard goes above the waist. In 2021, last year, this would have been legal because the block by the center was not below the knees. However, beginning this season, this block would be deemed as illegal because one block is above the waist while the other block is below the waist. Rule change number 2. Rule 7-5-2, Exception 2, now permits a player to purposely throw an incomplete forward pass without warranting an intentional grounding penalty, provided the passer is outside of the pocket, which is the lateral boundary of the free blocking zone, and the pass reaches the neutral zone or the extension of the neutral zone beyond the sideline. In this play, A5 is trying to avoid being sacked by B54. In his attempt to avoid being sacked, A5 purposely throws the ball away. In prior years, this would be considered intentional grounding. And even though the rules for 2022 have changed, this play will still be intentional grounding, as the player was still in the pocket of the free blocking zone and the pass did not reach the neutral zone. The rule change will affect the outcome of this play. As A2 rolls out to his right, he purposely throws the ball out of bounds to avoid the loss of yardage. In previous years, this play would be considered intentional grounding, as the passer purposely threw an incomplete pass to avoid a loss. This year, because of the rule change, this play will now be legal. The passer met both criteria to meet the exception. 1, he was outside of the pocket of the free blocking zone, and 2, the pass went beyond the neutral zone, or in this case, since the ball was out of bounds, the pass went beyond the extension of the neutral zone. It is worthy of mentioning that the wing official was in excellent position to help rule if the pass crossed the neutral zone. It is imperative for wing officials to stay on the line of scrimmage until the ball crosses the neutral zone or until a pass downfield is read. This should have been intentional grounding last year and would still be intentional grounding this year. Clearly, the intent of throwing the ball deep downfield with no receivers in the area is to run time off of the clock. Even though the pass did go beyond the neutral zone, the passer was still in the pocket of the free blocking zone. Both criteria must be met in order to purposely throw the ball away. After enforcement, B's ball 1st and 10 at B's 34-yard line, as opposed to B's ball 1st and 10 at B's 47-yard line, because we did not have a flag on this play. Great mechanics by the referee getting to the spot where the quarterback threw his pass, then dropping his flag for intentional grounding. Even though one can conclude that the passer was outside of the pocket of the free blocking zone, no one can debate if the pass went beyond the neutral zone, as it clearly did not. The crew does a nice job getting together to inform the referee that they saw receivers in the area. My personal opinion, there were no receivers in the area. The quarterback was throwing the ball away to avoid the loss of yardage. By rule, last year, this would be deemed as intentional grounding. This year, even with the new rule change, since both criteria were not met, it is still intentional grounding. None of the covering officials shown, the referee, the umpire, the head linesman, signaled incomplete pass. Note that the clock operator did stop the clock. Good thing we had a good clock operator in this game. He managed it very well, even without appropriate signals from the crew. In conclusion of this year's first instructional video, I want to wish each and every one of you the very best of luck this upcoming season. Let's start off the 2022 season with great effort, great teamwork, and most importantly, a great attitude.